Hello everyone, welcome back to your biology class, and today we will start with the topic cleavage, okay, and their division and the development of embryo. So early embryonic development, what is the term? That is cleavage. So what is cleavage? As the zygote has been formed, the mitotic division will be started. As the zygote has been formed, the mitotic division will be started and into that oviduct, and it is called as cleavage. Okay, that division is called as cleavage. So now you know what is cleavage. So after that they will form structures. In the daughter cells they will be called as blastomeres. Okay, and it will be the embryo with 8 to 16 cell stage, and that with that blastomere is called as morula. Here we will get some terms like morula, blastula, gastrula. These are the different stages in case of that embryonic development. So first, what is that? Embryonic development. So embryonic development or embryogenesis means development of embryo due to subsequent division. Okay. So during that development, that embryonic development terminates in the implantation, and that cleavage forming morula to blastula. So first we will say we are looking into the cleavage. That means the early repeated and rhythmic divisions of that fertilized egg, which will that are collectively called as cleavage. So first we will get that, we'll draw the diagram. Just imagine that is the ovary and that is the structure of hemorrhage. From ovary the ova will be released into that. Okay, and after that in that region fertilization will take place, and after fertilization the first cleavage will be there. Okay, first cleavage will be there, and after that there will be a stage which is called as two cell stage. Okay, from after fusion of male and female nucleus, they will form a diploid zygote, that is one cell stage, and after that by mitotic division they will form two cell stage. How? And that time zona pellucida layer is present. Okay, that is two cell stage. And after that what will happen? It will reach to three cell stage. How? Division will be like that. So 3 cell stage, and after that so next stage is 4 cell stage. After that it will be like that. 16 cell stage. After that 32 cell stage, because mitotic type of cell division is occurring, that's why that type of number is increasing, and that the size of the cell will be decreased, because after that there will be mass of cell. So now that the cells from that result of that cleavage is called as blastomeres. That means the cells that results at the end of the cleavage is called as blastomeres, and they are that type of fertilized egg. It is, that means by which they divide the fertilized egg into the cells or blastomere, that is called as holoblastic type of division. That is holoblastic. Okay. So now we will got a stage which is called as morula. Okay. So cleavage divisions of a solid ball mass of cells which is near about 18 to 16 cell stage, it is called as morula. It is called as morula. Morula is also covered with a layer which is called as zona pellucida. Morula is also covered with a layer which is called as zona pellucida. And it undergoes a compaction of the cell, and after that then the next stage will be there, that is blastula. So it will continuous to form a next stage which is called as blastocyst or blastula. What is that, and what is that? Outer layer, after that an outer layer will be there. That means next stage is blastulation or formation of blastula. So inside that part, that divisions will be there. Okay. So their divisions are occurring inside that part. I have shown it that outside of that part. Okay. So next part is blastulation or blastula formation. Blastula, from morula, the next stage will be called as blastula. Next we will see that blastulation formation. So how that development of blastocyst will be there, I am drawing that diagram. Okay. So after that what will happen? That blastula formation will take place, and the outer zona pellucida layer will be dissolved, and the outer layer will be formed which is called as trophoblast or trophoectoderm, and inside that inner cell mass will be there. So outer cell, and it is called as trophoblast or trophoectoderm, and it is secretes the interior cavity, that is called as blastocele. There will be the inner cell mass will be on one side, and another there will be a vacant space. The cavity is called as blastocele. The cavity is called as blastocele, and outside a layer is formed which is called a trophoblast or trophoectoderm, and that inner cell mass will be called as embryonal norm. Will be called as that inner cell mass, and that will be called as embryonal norm, and with the formation of blastocele, that stage will be converted as blastula. Okay, so this type of structure has been formed by the divisions, and after that blastocyst may corrode that zona pellucida by some enzymes, and that growing blastocyst comes out of the zona pellucida, and sometimes it looks like the shape of the egg. From that egg this structure differentiate, and that two type they get implanted in two places, and that twins may be formed. That type of twins is called as maternal twins, and another type of twins we know that is fraternal twins. That is two ova will be fused with the two sperms. So there are the two type of twins, and in that case when that age structure will be separated, that is called as identical twins, because the child will be the same. And then another one, and also called as maternal twins, and another is fraternal twins. So now if I want to differentiate between morula and blastocyst, so what we will say, that is it, blastocyst is a solid ball of cells and called blastomere, and it is a hollow balls of cell called blastocyst. And the cyst number of cells, they are having trophoblast, but in case of morula we didn't find that type of trophoblast. The inner cell mass is quite different. And trophoblast cells will be in contact with that embryonal at the animal pole. As I have mentioned that there are two poles, that is one is animal pole and another one is vegetal pole. So they will attach on that animal pole. Okay. And after that morula and blastula formation has taken place. So now after that what will happen, the trophoblast layer then gets attached to the endometrium, and inner cell mass gets differentiated into embryo, and it is called as implantation, and they will become embedded in the wall of the endometrium. This is called as implantation. This is called as So the blastocyst will be embedded in the wall of the endometrium, and that trophoblast layer will get attached to the endometrium wall, and the inner cell mass will differentiate to form an embryo. This process is called as implantation, which will lead to the pregnancy. This process is called as implantation, and which will lead to the pregnancy. So what will happen in case of pregnancy and embryonic development is our next topic. So what is next? So we have seen cleavage, and we have seen morula and blastula formation. Now we will see the pregnancy and embryonic development. Pregnancy and embryonic development. So what is pregnancy? Pregnancy is the condition of developing embryo or fetus inside the womb of the female body. Okay, that condition is called as pregnancy. So after implantation, what will happen? A finger-like projections will come out on the trophoblast layer, which is called as chorionic villi. So how it looks? Okay, so that is chorionic villi. So that is a rough diagram I am repeating. So there is a layer of cells. Okay, and that inner cell mass will be differentiated into some layer, which one is that is columnar type of cell layer, which is called as epiblast, and inside portion there are cuboidal type of cell layer, which is called as hypoblast, and this portion that villi, that is the wall of that endometrium, and inside that endometrium, that trophoblast layer will form a villi or finger-like projections, which is called as chorionic villi, and with the help of that, the proper implantation will take place. Okay, and I have shown you the what will be the other parts. Okay, so after that, what will happen? That a structure will form, which is called as placenta, and placenta will be developed like that. Okay, so placenta. After that, what will happen? The structure, that means the chorionic villi and uterine tissue will be integrated, and they will joined by a structure which is called as, that means a joint between the developing embryo or fetus and the mother is called as placenta, and with the help of that placenta, exchange of some materials will take place. What type of exchange will take place? That from the mother, the nutrients, oxygen will be passed into that developing embryo, and from the developing embryo, that means fetus, the produced carbon dioxide and waste materials will be passed through the mothers for removal, and this is the structure by which it can be performed. It is called as placenta. Okay, that means supply of oxygen, nutrients, and removal of carbon dioxide and waste or excretory products produced by the embryo. So placenta is and there is a one cord like structure which is called as umbilical cord. It is called as umbilical cord, which by that umbilical cord the placenta is connected, and which helps in transporting of this material. So now if I draw a diagram showing placenta, so this is the structure of placenta. So I have drawn a very rough diagram. Okay, just ignore that. If the diagram is present in your book also, you can check from that part. So these are the some finger-like projections or villi, which is called as placental villi, and this cord is called as umbilical cord. Umbilical cord is having two arteries and one vein by which they are sending that oxygenated and deoxygenated blood, and that is the developing embryo. Okay, so after that, what will happen? We have seen the function of the placenta, and that placenta is also act as endocrine gland because they are releasing some hormones. Some important hormones are released by the placenta. So what are they? Okay, so these are the placenta also acts as endocrine tissue, placenta, and some hormones which are released from that part, which is called as HCG, human chorionic gonadotropin, which is called as human chorionic gonadotropin, and after pregnancy the hormone maintains a level, and another one is estrogen, progesterone, HPL, human placental lactogen, and relaxin. Okay, these are the main hormones which can be released from the placenta, and they are having main role in maintaining pregnancy. And that progesterone is called as pregnancy hormone. It is called as progesterone is called as pregnancy hormone, and this is the main hormones which are released from the placenta. And as I mentioned that HCG and HPL and relaxin produced by only during HCG, HPL and relaxin, these three hormones, HCG, HPL and relaxin, are produced during the pregnancy. These hormones are produced during the pregnancy, and estrogen, progesterone, cortisol, prolactin, thyroxine are increased several folds in case of maternal blood at the time of pregnancy. Okay, and this increased production helps in the supporting of the fetal growth, metabolic activities, and maintenance of that pregnancy. Okay, so that's why all these hormones are important. I am repeating that HCG, HPL, relaxin are released at the time of only pregnancy, and these estrogen, progesterone, cortisol, prolactin, thyroxine are increased in several folds in case of maternal blood, because these are important for development of the embryo and proper maintenance, metabolic activities, and the changes which are occurring inside the female body. So that's why these hormones are important. So immediately after implantation, what happens? The changes in some different layers, that is ectoderm, endoderm, and mesoderm, is taking place. So in our next class we will see that how these three germ layers can be formed and what are the different changes that can be seen in different months of that pregnancy. Okay. So for today that's it, and thank you.